Good morning, everyone. Today's the 20th of March. It is Thursday. This is Brad Matheny, and this is the Plan Your Trade video. Now, yesterday we had a pretty solid move to the upside, which was great for my topping pattern. Remember, I had called for a move to the upside with a rolling of resistance near the end of the day. You can see here yesterday's activity. We rolled up. This is hourly. Oh, no, I don't want text. We rolled up into the top and pulled back, just like I expected. Now we hit the 570 area again up in this area. I think we may have a little bit more to go before Friday. So I'll be honest with you guys. I think that, we're looking at maybe a kind of flat down day today, and moving into this kind of consolidation range, and then maybe a bit higher up into Friday. So I would be cautious of another little washout high. Remember, we're looking at a major reversal pattern on Sunday, and we're looking at a rolling top pattern, very likely setting up here over the weekend. My big concern is this Bozu trending. Bozu is a term from Japanese candlesticks, which means a bald end of a candle. This is or I should say, an opening Bozu right here. You see this bar right here, where we were bald, had no lower wick. This had a very little wick here, but this is a real Bozu, having no lower wick. That's called an opening Bozu. And what we could see on Monday is a very large, I'm going back to daily here, we could see a very large auto scale, could see a very large bar. And so again, I kind of think that we're looking at maybe a carry out, wash out on Monday. There's Monday. So maybe some kind of a big washout bar to the upside. Then we roll down into Tuesday. So that's what I'm thinking is kind of likely to happen here. We're getting near the end of March, so we're going to be rolling into Q1 earnings here. And I'm really, the reason why I think, I'll be honest with you, that we could move a little bit higher is that we've had this very deep set move. Okay. And we're barely above a 25% move to the upside. I kind of think that this 382 to 50 area, and I had drawn this earlier, but 382 to 50 is a pretty solid level. So, in reality, guys, that's kind of the level that I think we almost have to reach in order to substantiate some rollover. Now, we could get a very weak rollover right here. I mean, there's really nothing saying that price can't just roll over right in this level and then move down to a deeper low. But, I kind of, in my mind, think that, after this big selling pressure, you know, I just believe that this is the target. This is where it wants to try to get to, that 5.0 level, which is 575 or a little higher. So again, we could get that big Bozu candle on Monday. Could be a big rally. So don't overload yourself into shorts or puts right now. Just play what is in front of you. Longer term puts, maybe out in the middle of April, end of April. Those would be legitimate for this rolling pattern. Remember, we're looking at two decent low patterns back over here in end of March, early April, and middle of April, right around April 15th to 18th on the tax time. But we're also going to have these rolling upward trends as well. You really want to play this as a trader's market. This is really a very solid rolling traders market right now. Okay, so we're looking at a flat down pattern today in moderate accumulation in trending mode. We've already seen some overnight breakdown. We're down 0.35% on the SPY. we could pretty much stay very flat right now. So again, I think that we're looking at a pretty much a consolidation phase, really above the 562, 561 area, just consolidating sideways. Maybe a little bit of a melt up. We'll see, but really just consolidating sideways today. Today's a good day to you know maybe make a couple of trades, but if it doesn't work out, we're not getting any trending. Just wait for it. Just set aside, watch some of my videos, and wait for the market to actually start to make a move. So over here with the QQQ, we're looking at the same thing. Again, I do like this upper area, 590 or 490, 492. I think there's a very strong chance we could see an upward move into that area by Friday and maybe Monday. Today, we're flagging out. We're sideways. We're off about 0.5%. But remember, we're going to move into earnings. So at the end of the month, that's why I think we're going to get this rally, why my patterns kind of suggesting it's maybe a good move on earnings. But remember, my cycle patterns don't care about earnings, don't care about news. They're all based on Gann and Fibonacci and Tesla cycles. So, the reality is this move up here probably is not going to happen. We're looking at this 490, maybe 488, maybe 493 area. That's where I think we're really targeting right now on the QQQ. That's again the 382 level, almost up to the 50 level. And again, we're very shallow right now, extremely shallow. A little pullback here. I think we get a little burst up, possibly over the next 2 or 3 days, and then we roll into the selling early next week. Now remember, the selling pressure I really think comes from this Bozu top, flat down, and then a roll. I think this 24th, 25th, 26th is going to be like the end of the upward movement. And then we roll into this breakaway, carryover, temporary bottom, gap reversal, breakaway, gap, breakaway. And then we get this pop. And look, notice this bottom rally start, April 8th, coming into play. Notice what April 8th is. I'm going to go mark it over here. April 8th is right here. Oh, let me mark it with an arrow, because how cool is that we get a bottom marker right there based on my cycle patterns. I mean, couldn't be any better in my opinion. Bottom marker, April 8th, right there. You can see I've got my lines a little messed up, so let me correct these. And what we're looking at with this rolling top is maybe up into this area, rolling down into a low here, moving up, and possibly moving back down into this area. So mark that as blue. And again, this is where, the cycle patterns can really give you some guidance. I mean, imagine you can see that we've got a bottom rally start and a major reversal pattern here on the 23rd. Okay, great. How do I read that into context? Well, we come back over here, we take a look at my other cycle patterns, and you can see March 21st, 23rd, 24th, and 23rd, we're getting bottom, peak, bottom. And that's right in this area. I'll draw it for you. And again, you have to take it into consideration. We're in a downward trend. We're in a moderate little pullback. Let me move this up here. And now all of a sudden we're looking at this bottom rotation here around the 23rd, 24th, 21st. Okay, and now we come out to the April area and we don't have a major bottom set up until April 14th. And then we get into this rolling, actually, it carries all the way around from here, this topping pattern, all the way down to there. Notice that between the 14th to the 18th to the 25th, we get and these are not necessarily in order. That's how they come up. I know people have asked me about it, but understand these cycles just are not in date order. They come up based on cycle alignment. So we have a cycle alignment for a base and a major bottom on the 14th. We have a cycle top on the 18th. We have another cycle base on the 25th. We have a cycle top on the 30th, a cycle top again, a peak on the 2nd, and we have a major bottom on the 2nd. So May 2nd looks like we could be moving into a real volatile time frame and then shifting into strength. So we have the same thing here after the 14th, moving into a bit of a moderate strength. And same thing after we get to this bottom, major bottom back over here on the 24th, 25th. We then move back into strength with some potential breakaway. So understand that where we're going to be looking at here is we come back over here, get rid of that, get rid of that. Apparently I'm drawing everywhere. Once we get into this move, this could be very sudden. What this is telling us is we could move down very aggressively into this base bottom and moving into some strength after we get past this base bottom, potentially moving back to the upside here, trying to set some sort of a peak. Then we could move back down into this May low volatility, which could be very volatile over here. So understand that we're playing out extremely well for where we're headed here. Okay, we just need to see how this next 4 or 5 days looks, meaning into Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then we're likely going to roll very hard back here to the downside, targeting that 550, 540 area on the SPY. Okay, let's take a look at gold and silver. Gold and silver had moved down this morning on a bit of panic selling. Let me get rid of that. And we were looking at a pretty good move to the downside this morning. And this is 1 hour. So understand that when we take a look at daily, it's not really horrible. It's a bit of a pullback here. We're still up at 3,042, still in that upward trending. Once the panic settles, I think we're going to see a pretty solid recovery. So if I come back here to hourly, once this panic selling settles, which looks like it's kind of started to here, we'll see at the open. We should get a recovery back up. Same thing back over here. Once this panic selling kind of dissipates, we should get a very solid rally and then a breakout. That's what typically happens in metals during this panic type of selling, is we will almost immediately rally back into kind of a normalized price zone like this. Then we'll rally up on out of it. So still long metals, still really like metals, and the metal cycle pattern for today is an inside breakaway. So let's take a look at where we're at here. Come back to daily. An inside breakaway. We do not have really an inside move. So it's very hard to see an inside breakaway pattern here. We would be looking for a potential breakaway day no matter what. And to me, that would mean that we would have to get down to, below this, let's call it 30-20 level for a breakaway to the downside, or potentially above this 30-58, 30-60 area for a breakaway to the upside on gold. Back over here on silver, trying to take a look here. We could get a breakaway day here to the downside. We've already kind of broken downward here on silver for daily. So again, I would be watching probably this low level here, 30.55, 33.55, and up here this 34.70. To me, these are real breakaway channels. Obviously off support here and off multiple resistance here. We don't have much over here in gold. Gold is, like I told you, it's in an expansion phase. So like I said, I really think that by May, end of April, end of May, we could be looking at $3,800 gold. Just so FYI, I think this is just a pause and a big rally to the upside. So again, I wouldn't be overly aggressive today. Kind of ride things out. We have a bigger move setting up tomorrow. Let's check gold. Yeah, see, we get a breakaway again tomorrow in gold. And then we get a rally phase on Saturday. Inside breakaway, Harami, inside breakaway, and pop. I think these could be very big moves next week. Let's just kind of play this out. Remember, tomorrow we have a breakaway move in carryover trend on the SPY. Then we have that weekend gap, which could be a pretty good move, and a rare major reversal pattern. So, again, coming back over here and looking at the SPY, could we be looking at this move up, kind of a rolling pattern in the SPY before we get into this big breakdown? I still believe this breakdown into end of March, early April, really kind of in this area here, is very likely. My cycle patterns say it's going to happen. My cycle patterns say that we're going to move into a potential major bottom type of trend around the 21st. I've learned that my cycle patterns over here, and again, that's these cycle patterns here, around the 21st here, major bottom, peak, major bottom around the 24th. So that means we could be moving into a rolling downward trend through the end of through this time frame, basically next week and into the following week, and then setting up a secondary major bottom here. So the way it works is, at least the way I'm interpreting it, is this is like a rollover last support in the market. Then we move into about a week and a half, 2 weeks later, this extreme volatility phase right here. Sorry, trying to be horizontal with my mouse, but not doing it. So, you look at this is going to be starting a volatility downward trend into the beginning of April. And then we might get a little bit of strength in the beginning of April, back to the upside. Then we roll into extreme volatility through the end of April into early May. And that puts us very cleanly, in my opinion, into this area. Basically, just like I've drawn here. I'll try to highlight it again so you can see up, down, possible roll, consolidation, up, down, consolidation, volatility. So there's a pretty good example of what I expect to see happen. And remember, that's going out 2 months. So, again, not too many people are going to be able to do what I do, and or like I'm going to show you right now in Bitcoin. I had talked about how we had a chance for a $3,700 area to get up into this $88,000 move. And I talked about it back over here when we were sitting over here saying, this move's not over. I still think we have a pretty good rally up to the upside. And look, we rallied all the way up and we hit 87,000 on Bitcoin. We rallied up almost $4,000 yesterday. We're getting a little rollover. I will tell you again right now that, this is pretty solid toppy, meaning I wouldn't chase this too hard, but we do have a chance to get up into this 88, 89,000 area before we roll back down. So would I be trying to aggressively short Bitcoin right now? No. Early next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, probably. I'd have a lot more confidence in shorting Bitcoin back over here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So pretty much over in this area, I think you're going to have a pretty good opportunity to time a downward price swing in Bitcoin. But right now, I think we're going to kind of roll and chop. I think we're going to roll up like this and then break down into this area. So just wanted to sit here and kind of revel in the fact that just 2 days ago, not even really yesterday, I told you when Bitcoin was way down here that we had a solid upward opportunity, about $3,000 or $4,000 to the upside, getting up into this $87,000, $88,000 area. And look what happened. Bitcoin rallied up over $4,000 yesterday. Just perfect. And again, following my consolidation pattern perfectly. Remember, we're in this excess phase peak. We're rolling down into consolidation. We're rolling into consolidation. We've got a very solid move into this sideways channeling. We're likely going to hit up this 88,300, 88,500 area as a high, maybe a little above it. And then we're going to roll back down into this early April low. And I think that all ties in with the SPY as well. So now, yesterday, I posted up this, come back over here. Trading is not gambling. Become a better trader, part 1. Get rid of this. Somebody commented about how he really enjoyed this. Please, if you like what I'm doing and you like, the content of what I provide, please, if you want, make a comment, boost it or whatever. But I'm going to start to do some more of this trading is not gambling, because I'm hearing from people and I'm hearing how they're struggling. They're really struggling to understand the difference between trading and gambling. And remember, guys, it's very easy to get in the mode of thinking, oh, this worked and I'm going to just keep doing it. And I've been there. I mean, I've been trading off and on for the last 25 years. I go through my ups and my downs. I go through my good periods, my down periods. The real secret to it is to learn to put together processes that prevent you from making the most serious mistakes. And again, that's part of the process of trading is not gambling. So I'm going to try to continue to expand this out. I've got a lot of things going on with family, medical, surgery coming up with my brother on Friday. So I'm going to be around, but I'm not going to be as available for comments. And in the meantime, I just want to prepare you for what's coming. So remember, we're looking at a rolling pattern here. So be prepared for exactly what you're seeing here, and I'll try to keep you abreast of what's going on as we move forward. We're in this consolidation phase, so it's really a trader's market. You need to be prepared for rolling trends, and with gold and silver, I strongly believe, I'm going to go back to hourly here, strongly believe you need to look for a decent recovery in gold and silver today. I think over here, I think you're going to be looking at a pretty solid move back to the upside. So remember, I think you're going to come right up into this area. And I think you're going to come right up into this area. So 34.65 for silver and 3,055, 3,060 for gold. It's all, I really do believe gold is in a solid melt up expansion phase. So I see very little reason why gold should be going down. Okay, guys, go get some, and happy Thursday. Talk to you later.